The 17th BRICS Summit officially kicks off in Rio on July 6th. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Rio de Janeiro to attend the summit, marking India's strong commitment to the BRICS agenda. The summit is especially significant as India takes over the BRICS chair next year. This year, BRICS has expanded to 10 full member countries with 12 partner nations, 8 invited countries and 7 leaders of regional and multilateral organizations. The theme for this year's summit is strengthening Global South cooperation for inclusive and sustainable governance. Day 1 features high-stakes sessions beginning with a discussion on global governance reforms limited to full members only.
The program on the 6th includes the first agenda item, the reform of the global governance. And thereafter, there is the second item on the agenda, the peace and security, which is in the working lunch format.
On the 7th of July, the item of the agenda is environment, COP30 and global health. 4 major deliverables are expected to emerge from this summit. The first being the leaders' declaration, second, statement on global governance and artificial intelligence, framework on climate finance and BRICS partnership to eliminate socially determined diseases. Brazil's BRICS priorities aligns very closely to India's priorities for the BRICS, especially in terms of bringing to the fore the concerns of the Global South. Intense discussions have been going on the Sherpa and Sous-Sherpa level to build a consensus to pave way for a consensus on the BRICS outcome. And when we actually see that the world shifts focus to this summit, the consensus and the outcome will be able to pave way for a new global cooperation amongst the BRICS nations. With camera person Piyush Verma, this is Meghna Dev for DD India from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
An important business gathering is taking shape under the BRICS umbrella with a high-profile Indian business delegation in Brazil. From agribusiness to gems and jewelry to startups, the Indian delegation is scouting key sectors ripe for collaboration. DD India speaks to the delegation in Rio de Janeiro about their expectations from the summit and the bilaterals between India and Brazil.
Joined in by all business people from India. Ma'am, thank you so much for talking to us, and we already have a delegation. What are the expectations? What are we talking about? What is the brainstorming that's going on?
It's really heartening to see that for the Brazilian business delegation and who we've been interacting with, and of course the government officials here are really interested in promoting Brazilian startups. So I think there's a great synergy between Indian startups, Indian investors, legacy companies here and investors and the governments wanting to work on innovation, startups and growing the whole startup ecosystem.
We're also, obviously, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be holding a bilateral with President Lula. What are the expectations of the Indian businessmen that you are expecting that will be one of the outcomes from the meeting?
We see a lot of opportunity because I see some diverse angles also here. Here the natural resources are in plenty. There is a scope for innovation is very high. What attracted me here is how do they use the biofuels? Yeah, they are the leaders in that.
Tariff is 100% there. That once it is reduced, certainly there is a lot of scope between two countries and both will be winner. Only is that CBO, complete build-up unit, should be allowed to basically export here at a slightly cheaper rate.
Economically speaking, what are the expectations from the BRICS?
BRICS is doing a great job by getting people united out here and making people understand what are the opportunities in India, Brazil, what bilateral trade we guys can do together.
We want the primacy of the Indian business. His visit will spur that and will actually give a big fillip and encouragement to all of us to do more.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to come here. There is going to be a lot of eyeballs that will be tuned to get to know what will be happening, what kind of discussions will be happening on the economic front. With camera person Piyush Verma, this is Meghna Dev for DD India from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
As the BRICS summit in Rio approaches, India's role is under the spotlight, from counter-terrorism to trade. With India playing a pivotal role in BRICS and bilateral ties with Brazil gaining steady momentum, DD India exclusively speaks to Ambassador Dinesh Bhatia, India's ambassador to Brazil, to discuss New Delhi's key priorities, the state of India-Brazil relations and also what's at stake at this year's BRICS summit.
We are joined in by Ambassador Dinesh Bhatia, who is the Ambassador of India to Brazil. Thank you so much, sir, for talking to DD India. Sir, we would want to first ask you about the BRICS Summit. What are India's priorities in this summit, and what can be expected that India is going to push for in this summit?
As far as BRICS Summit is concerned, Prime Minister has participated in all the summits, and our basic agenda since the inception of BRICS has been global governance reform, and we will continue with the same agenda in this summit. Brazil is of course the partner in Global South. It's a strategic partner of India, and we have a common agenda of global governance reforms.
India has put its very strong stance on counterterrorism, and after the Pahalgam attack, how do you think India is going to push even stronger this time, or probably make a stronger consensus amidst the member states?
Counterterrorism is one of our core agenda. As far as BRICS is concerned, they will talk about it in some form which I'm not privy to at this point of time. But on bilateral front, I can tell you that between India and Brazil, Brazil has supported us on this issue. And in this visit, we are trying to conclude an MOU on counterterrorism, which will be another step forward between the two strategic partners.
So, obviously, we'll shift focus to the bilateral that is going to happen between India and Brazil. How do you think, where is the trajectory of the relationship between both the leaders, Prime Minister Modi and President Lula, considering this is Prime Minister Modi's fourth visit this time?
Brazil and India have always been close countries. They have been part of Global South. And since 2006, our bilateral relations were elevated to strategic partnership. And of course, there have been several exchange of visits. Prime Minister Modi's first visit out of Indian subcontinent was to Brazil in July of 2014. That shows the closeness of importance and the closeness of relationship between India and Brazil. And the agenda in the meanwhile has amplified so much. It has deepened and broadened between the two countries. From political relationship, where we are close partners in various fora, we are talking about trade and investment. The trade between the two countries has gone up to more than $12 billion, with a slight trade surplus in favor of India. Then we are also talking about from agricultural research to scientific research to digital partnership, which is a very important agenda currently between India and Brazil.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for speaking to us. So here, as global attention shifts to Brazil with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the BRICS Summit, as well as for this landmark bilateral that is going to happen between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Lula, we'll bring to you all the important updates, insights and exclusives from Brazil only for DD India.
Heightened security arrangements have been made